It sounds like you have a lot of ideas, and I mean, I would love the opportunity to come by and meet you in person, walk the house, and discuss what we can do in the future and see what we could come up with. I mean, a structure on the house that works for you and that works for me also.
Sounds like a plan.
Mr. Robert?
Yeah,
Good morning. This is Chris Silva. How are you?
pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How's your morning going?
Well, a bit rough.
Oh my goodness. Why is that?
Well, I was up most of the night trying to back up my computer, which appears to be dead.
Oh my gosh. What kind of computer is it? A PC or a Mac?
Mac,
A Mac?
MacBook 12, yeah.
Oh, I actually have a few chargers laying around. If that's something that you need.
A few what now?
Chargers. You said it was dead?
No, it just keeps crashing.
Oh my.
I wasn't even able to back it up.
Really? Is it because
Yeah.
it's too full, or what do you think why it's crashing?
I'm not sure. I spent 5 hours on the phone with Apple yesterday.
Oh.
I'm pretty good with computers. It may actually be well, I'm not exactly sure if it's a processor or a motherboard problem, but something is probably overheating because it seems to go about an hour and then it craps out.
I see. Or what's the memory on it? Is it full?
Oh, you mean the hard drive?
Yeah.
It's a 500 gigabyte.
Well, it's a pretty big hard drive.
Yeah, I've got 100 gigabyte free, so it's only got 400 on it.
Have you tried parting it out? Like maybe only back up like some of it? Wait, are you backing it up onto another hard drive or onto iCloud?
I was backing it up onto another drive using Time Machine.
Ah, I see. Why don't you try? Did they recommend iCloud? But the thing is, iCloud costs. But since it's internal,
I have iCloud. I don't know if I have enough space available on iCloud, but I will. He's supposed to call me at 11 today, so we had it where it looked like it was going to back up, but it doesn't appear to have completed it. So I'm not sure what to do at this point. But I do have another drive, although I don't think there's enough space on it to back up everything. So I'm going to probably have to go buy another drive and then do it myself, and just do it piecemeal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I have a lot of software. I've got all of the Apple Pro apps on it. And I do have a backup, but it's about a year old. So I can always use that if I had to.
Yeah, but that's a year worth. That's a year worth of other content, documents, and all that stuff. I wouldn't want to lose that.
Well, I do have my documents on the cloud.
Okay.
So that should be safe. I won't lose that. I write music, and I'm a retired film. I used to direct, edit, and produce TV, and then I moved into the film business and was a assistant to the executive producer. There was only 3 of us in the company, and I took care of most of the everything but selling. I delivered all the stuff and did some directing and a little bit of this and that. So
that's so awesome. I might need to hire you. I'm trying to make a show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the goal is to do a real estate show.
Interesting idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I think real estate is something that a lot of people aren't educated on. And one thing about me is I like to help bring value to people, whether it be to sellers, buyers, investors. So that's something that's a goal of mine for the next 5 years.
Interesting idea, because I actually did at one point shoot a bunch of real estate back in the 1980s, I guess it was. Back then, I did a lot of stuff. I did everything from pilots to seminars for IBM and various companies, and music videos for MTV and stuff like that.
Nice. What kind of shows did you do? What was the biggest show that you ever did, or that you helped produce on?
Well, I directed Rock and Roll's Main Event 3-day pop festival.
That's awesome.
That was probably the biggest thing because that was a pretty big deal. That was in Glen Ellen Park by San Bernardino, California.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun because I got to actually, shoot probably more rock and roll stars in that one concert than anybody ever had before.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that about that. There was like everybody was there, no?
Yeah, it was billed as more stars than there were in the heavens.
That's awesome.
Only problem was it went broke on the third day, so the guy that had produced the concert lost his house and had a heart attack and died, and everything ended up in the courts. It was kind of crazy. I had it sold to Cinemax, so that was kind of a bummer.
Wait, what? The guy that produced the concert died of a heart attack?
Yeah.
On the third day? So the concert didn't continue?
Yeah, the concert stopped at noon on Sunday. And I think the last act, I'm trying to remember who they were now. Might have been Chuck Berry or Chubby Checkers. I'm not really sure. I can't remember now. But I mean, it was everybody, the Grassroots, all these really old 60s bands and stuff, and 50s people like, Chuck Berry and Chubby Checker and a lot of English bands. Unfortunately, the Beatles weren't there.
Imagine that would have been awesome, huh?
Yeah, that was the first concert I ever saw.
Oh, wow. What year was that?
64 in Chicago.
In Chicago. Wow, that's awesome. I bet you that's definitely a memory for you.
Well, yeah, especially considering my dad here in El Paso came here from Chicago and played in the Army band, then played in he was a trumpet player in big bands. So quite often there was a band rehearsing in our living room. And when I was 4 or 5 years old, I'd be, hanging out behind the stage while they were playing somewhere,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So the house that they would practice in, is that the house that you currently are selling?
No, that was a couple of houses ago.
Oh, a couple of houses ago. Okay, so how long have you had this house for?
Since 1980.
1980. That is awesome. That is awesome. So I'm assuming, you grew up in this house, you raised your family in this house, huh?
No, actually, I moved to California in 1969.
Wait, okay, so 1969 you're in California, 1980 you buy the house in El Paso?
Well, my mom bought this house after my parents got divorced, and I came in between movies now and then and did some remodel on it and did about half of the house over a period of 15 years, I guess. So I redid the master bedroom downstairs, the original bedroom. This house has got a second floor that was added on, and a sunroom and an office that was added on. But that was all done before my mom bought the house. And so it's a pretty big house. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs that are, I think, about the same size as the master bedroom downstairs. So there's 3 master bedrooms and then 2 smaller bedrooms. And what I planned on doing, if I was going to stay here, was put a door at the bottom of the stairs and turn the upstairs into a rental.
Okay.
But to be honest, I just can't live in the desert. I've got health issues, so breathing here is not easy for me. And if I'm by the ocean somewhere, I feel like $1 million. I come to El Paso and I feel like I'm an old man. And considering the fact that I am 71, I guess I am an old man.
Oh, not at all. You still got another 40 years in you, especially by the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like definitely like a big house. And when I told my wife about this, we're trying to have a big family. I said, this is a perfect opportunity. We've been looking for the right house in the West Side, so I'm looking for a primary. My goal is to have 10 kids total.
Well, then you just found the best place in town, because I'll tell you, I was actually, before I began having these health issues, I had plans to, I'm also an architect.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You do it all, huh?
Yeah.
I want to be your friend.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys that, I'm never satisfied when other people do work, because I always end up having to redo it. So in the master bath, I put in a double shower, so two people can take a shower at the same time. And there's actually 6 shower heads that can be turned off and on, with shower massagers on each one. And I put in a jacuzzi tub, and I put in some really nice Italian tile stuff throughout the master bedroom, downstairs, upstairs, and the shared bathroom to the 2 bedrooms downstairs. And then there's the maid's room, and there's a bathroom next to that, which is next to the kitchen over on the other side of the house. Kitchen, dining room, den, office, sunroom, nice big living room, a small little foyer, which I would knock that wall out if it was me, and in between the entryway, so it would open up the living room even more, and I would enclose the carport and build a double car garage on each side of the carport, and then it would have 4, because I personally have a vintage Mercedes and a 1977 Datsun Z and a motorhome 36-foot Holiday Rambler.
Wow, are you selling those as well too?
I might be, because I'm looking to buy a van, because I'm going to probably start doing, like I said, my plan is to do some productions, both musical and maybe some movies. I've got some movie ideas that I've been toying with for about 10 or 15 years, and I've been too preoccupied with life to work on them. So now that I'm retired, I was thinking this would be a good opportune time to. I also used to have a 48-foot yacht and sailed all up and down the California coast, down to Mexico, up and down to Cabo, up the Sea of Cortez. I'm an adventurer.
Yeah, so, that's so awesome, and I think that right now is the perfect time for you to start working on those movies. I think the biggest thing is, if you're retired now and you have goals and stuff like that, the time is now. All we have is now.
Yeah, it's exactly the deal. This is the time when I can finish all these songs that I've been writing for a lot of years. I had a recording studio and a record company in the 70s and 80s. My studio was destroyed in the Northridge earthquake, so I lost about $500,000 that day.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I've kind of been around the block, but luckily I knew enough about video production and everything to get a job in the film business.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. So real quick, based on, I know you were kind of telling me some plans ideally of what would be nice for me to go in and do. Now, by any chance, have you gotten any quotes on any of that, like knocking down the wall, converting the garage and stuff like that? Hey, I'm thinking probably about 70, 80 in rehab, like upgrades to bring it up to 2024, do all that stuff. What do you think? Have you gotten any quotes on that?
No, because I usually do everything myself.
I see. But
that said, one of my thoughts was to get 2 20-foot containers and put them on the edge of the property in front of the house, and then I was going to put an electric gate so that there was total privacy from where have you seen a picture of the house? Yes. Okay. So where that front wall is, that's actually 2 storage lockers there that are about, I guess it's about 21 feet of storage across there. That's about 2 or 3 feet deep. I was going to put an entry door there and make the carport the new living room.
Okay.
And then put a metal roof over the two from the container to the existing carport, so that would literally close the whole thing in. So then you could just drive your cars in and then have the door there, and because containers are cheap, so that would make that whole front thing literally be, probably about a $10,000 build. maybe a little more, depends, because prices keep going up.
Yeah, I was about to say it would probably be double, maybe triple on that, just because where prices are in today's world.
Well, I think 20-foot containers are still under 2,000, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I know that they were building the containers that they were, because after COVID, that's when kind of everything shot up on the containers, because I looked into building the tiny homes. You were finding them about anywhere between 7 to 10. Just the cheaper ones were the ones that were, I don't want to say contaminated, but the ones that had been through distress, basically, that they were carrying some biohazard material. So those were the cheaper ones.
Okay, so the trick is you buy them in Long Beach.
Yeah, but the shipping costs and all that good stuff, but still, it's probably a better deal.
Yeah, it's a way better deal. I had priced them out because I was going to build an RV/tiny home park in North County, San Diego.
Why aren't we doing it? Let's do it still.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Let's make it happen. What are we waiting for? The time is now, Robert. Now.
It's a great idea, believe me, because there's a zillion people out there that need affordable housing, and so that was my thought on it. And there's some areas that are just inland by Escondido. I've lived in North County, San Diego for 20 years before I moved to LA, and so I know that area really well, and I have friends that are. I also have recorded almost all of the bands there up until about 1992 when I moved to LA. Because from that point on, I ended up making movies, and I worked for 3 different companies: Hallmark, Brandman, and Rosemont Productions. So I was a busy guy.
Yeah, you sound like it. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. So let me ask you, how soon are you wanting to move on this?
I'd like to be out of here before summer.
Before summer? Okay, so if we were to able to kind of figure something out today, this is something that we could ideally go under contract and set a closing date for maybe June.
That's doable.
June. Yeah. I just want to more or less know your time frame, because a little bit about me, Robert, is I buy real estate all across the country. I buy real estate Texas, New Mexico, and other different markets. I'm more of a buy and hold investor. So for me, is I look at this as a longevity play. So when I buy real estate, is I'm looking for more cash flow purposes. However, I try to stay away from the fix and flips, but like I said, I'm looking for a primary residence right now. When I buy, I typically buy cash, but when I buy cash, I buy it at a discounted rate. Now, not all the time do people want to sell at a discounted rate. So I have different ways for us to be able to create a win-win situation where you're able to walk away and you're happy, and I'm able to get into the deal and figure something out. So that's just kind of a little bit about my backstory and what I do.
Good, because that's the kind of the way I operate. I whenever I do any joint ventures of any kind, I build relationships that last.
1,000%. And that's something that I always teach, and that's going to be the name of my show. It's going to be called Relationship, because I think that's what people don't realize, is that the money is in the relationships. The more relationships you build, the more opportunity you create. But not just any type of relationships, genuine relationships that you're able to provide value to. I want to provide value to you. I want to help you. I want to do a movie with you. I want to do the RV park with you. I want to get all the people that I know to be able able to help you, because guess what? If we're able to work together, I'm not just about this house. I'm about what can we do together.
And you know what? I've been looking for a mentor like that my whole life.
God works in mysterious ways, and guess what, Robert? I'm right here.
I had the idea for American Idol in 1985. I went to every network, and they all told me I was crazy. I found an investor. He was.
I wish I was alive in 1985.
And he and I would own it, lock, stock, and barrel partners. And unfortunately, he went and played a game of tennis, had a heart attack, and died.
Oh wow!
I also had the idea to do eBay, but I couldn't find anybody that could figure out how to make it work computer-wise. I also worked with, when I was freelancing doing TV work, I did a lot of freelance work. Have you ever heard of Leisure World and Leisure Village and all those places?
I have.
Okay, so the guy that was the head of the cable TV company for Leisure Properties was one of my best friends, and I did all of their video work and built a head end with one of my singing partners. We had a band together, and so in our spare time during the day when we weren't playing music, we built a head end on the side of a small mountain there in Vista, California, and set up a, do you have DirecTV?
I do not, Robert. I don't watch TV, to be honest.
Okay. Well, being a movie buff.
Yeah, for sure.
I always watch Turner Classic Movies pretty much, and the History Channel, because I'm a real history nut too. And so anyway, getting back to, and I'm not bragging, this is just,
I mean, this is awesome. I want you to share your stories with me. This is awesome.
Yeah. So that guy and I created a modem back in the days when, in the 80s, when we were using Amiga computers. I don't know how old you are, but we took and created a Infogen channel.
What's that book called that we were reading? Elise, you brought it up yesterday. How to Win Friends. What was it? Can you put it in the chat, please?
Office send all of the information to each property via modem, and I did all of the animation and continuous things. So every week we sent out stuff to all the properties while I was doing music videos and everything else, and we also did a lot of political shows for the leisure properties. And then when I moved to LA,
that's the book, Brandon. That right there. Notice, and Bobby talked about this yesterday morning, is damn, everybody knows that book. We got to empower him. The more that we empower him, the more opportunity we're creating. The morning meeting.
Was financing that, and that it was another thing with another group of properties all around the Los Angeles area, and I did the same thing with those properties. And then the earthquake happened, and they folded the company because it was still in the startup phase, and everything was torn up in the property so badly that I was also in the middle at that time of working with New World Entertainment, and I was going to build them a recording studio and do Spider-Man in surround sound. And they also decided to do all of their stuff in, I think it was Korea or I forget now. It was overseas somewhere. They decided that they could do it cheaper there and not have the liability of earthquakes. And so needless to say, that's when I went to work for those other companies working, and I also went to Avid School. So I actually am in the process as we speak of getting up to date on being able to do all of my own recording and video post-production again.
That's awesome. And I'm excited to help you, Robert. Like, I mean, anything that I can do. It sounds like you have a lot of ideas, and I mean, I would love the opportunity to come by and meet you in person, walk the house, and discuss what we can do in the future and see what we could come up with. I mean, a structure on the house that works for you and that works for me also.
Sounds like a plan.
What does your day look like tomorrow at 11?
I'm trying to think if I have anything going on tomorrow. I think I might be available. The house is definitely a huge disastrous mess, because what I've done is taken a bunch of stuff out of storage. I also have a 10 by 20 storage locker, because I have a whole recording studio full of stuff, guitars that I'm placing on eBay for sale because I have way too many guitars. I also build guitars, musical instruments, repair them, and play them very well.
Wow. I mean, you do it all. You're a very talented guy. I mean, that's awesome.
My dad taught high school band, and literally when he was going to UTEP to get his teaching degree, I would sit at home with all the instruments and figure out how they work.
Man, that's so funny.
As a 5-year-old kid.
5 years old. So you have it in you. You got it in you. Listen, Robert, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop by tomorrow at 11 a.m. Is it okay if I bring my video guy? I just want to document the whole process through this and how we're going to do this deal. And I mean, just the journey that we're going to build on this relationship.
I would prefer not to take video at this point.
No, I'm not going to do video of the house. It's just going to be of us, the way we're structuring the deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be of the house. It's just more the document behind it. And obviously everything's not going to go on there. You're the film guy, just so you know. But for me, I like documenting everything. And the biggest thing for me is the reason why is I like to educate people and bring value to people and show them how relationships, you're one relationship away from changing your entire life.
Yeah, you're an interesting guy. So do you by any chance, did you know Jose Silva?
Oh, Jose Silva? I knew lots of Jose's. I might have a cousin named Jose Silva.
Well, I took Silva mind control in 73.
Oh, okay. The Silva.
And I took the Silva method. Yes, I took that. That was probably my first big thing. Then I took the Supermind series, the Psychic Mind series. Then I took Est. And then I did stuff with Tony Robbins. I did the Firewalk.
That's amazing, huh?
Oh yeah,
I'm excited to meet you, Robert. I mean, the energy that I am getting from you on the phone. I mean, I just think this is one of those moments that I am here for a reason. Anytime I meet with somebody, anytime I talk to somebody, I know there's a reason why I'm in front of this person. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be there and I will see you tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
You have an amazing day, okay, Robert?
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
31 minutes and 25 seconds. I am going to buy this house on seller finance. In this case, the silver method. Oh my gosh, everybody has been texting me that. Mr. Silver! That's so funny. Guys, relationships. I told you guys this last night on the class I'll say this here, is 80% of the deal is relationship. 80% of the deal is relationship. When you focus on the relationship, how do you provide value to somebody? The structuring of the deal is the fucking easy part. But once I'm able to build the relationship, once I'm able to talk to somebody, gain their trust, then that's when I'm able to create that win-win situation. I'm going to go on IG Live tomorrow at 11. I'm going to go on IG Live. That way you guys can watch it. I'm going to make a whole YouTube out of this. And I hope you guys learned something today. Like, again, this is something that I really can't make up. Like, again, yesterday's call last night, if you guys weren't on the class and you guys want to watch that call, it's on the Facebook page. Go watch that call and you will hear how literally they signed the contract. They signed the contract on the call. Somebody like this, you want to meet them on person. Could I have probably closed them on the phone? My answer is yes, but I would have spent another 30 minutes on the call with him. I got a busy day today, so I got to jump off this call. However, I hope all of you guys were able to gain some value. Hope all you guys were able to learn. Brandon, bring the next one, bro. Let's go.
Bro,
Let's run them up, bro.
I got a couple more for you.
Let's line them up every single day, bro. I am going to attack every single one of your leads. And if you guys are having lead flow struggles, go reach out to a wholesaler. Go reach out to somebody that has dead leads. Just don't reach out to Brandon and Will, because I'm going to do all their deals every day. Let's go, bro. You guys have an amazing day.